The Newberry field hockey team, fresh off of their first ever conference championship, set their sights on the first round of the NCAA tournament as the #1 seed. Our cameras were there. And we'll also talk with field hockey standout player Payton Keeler. And there are other types of football in Newberry. We'll have the story, all this and more coming up on Wolves Weekly. From the Langford Center Studios at Newberry College, I'm Tucker Moore.
And I'm Philip Wade. Welcome back to Wolves Weekly for the final time this semester. The Newberry College field hockey team was selected as the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. With that, they hosted the first round of playoffs here at Setzler Field. Our Wolves Weekly team was there to bring you the highlights.
After claiming the program's first South Atlantic Conference championship, and Coach Dave getting her 100th career win, the team was rewarded with the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament and would host the #8 seed Bentley Falcons, making history for the program by making the NCAA tournament and hosting a game. The Wolves looked to keep their momentum rolling after clinching the South Atlantic Conference championship. The first quarter would be all defense for both teams. Neither team's offense could find the back of the net. The Wolves' defense would allow the Falcons only one shot in the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, the score would be all tied up 0-0. The Falcons' defense held strong early in the second quarter, helping prevent the Wolves from taking an early lead. The Wolves would strike first thanks to Payton Keeler getting a rebound shot and firing it into the back of the net to help put the Wolves up 1-0, with 10 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first half. The Wolves would strike again just 3 minutes later as Veep Damien scored thanks to a beautiful assist by Leaky Vanderkamp, putting the Wolves up 2 with just 7 seconds left in the half. After the first half, the Wolves were up 2-0. The defense held strong in the second quarter, not allowing the Falcons to get off a single shot. The Wolves' offense started to find a rhythm, getting off 8 shots in the second quarter to help them outshoot the Falcons 11-1 in the first half. The Wolves looked to keep both their defense and offense momentum rolling into the second half. Just 4 minutes into the second half, Amber Tozana would extend the Wolves' lead from a penalty quarter from Emma Westbrook to get a 3-0 lead with 11 minutes left in the third quarter. The Wolves' offense pressure forced a penalty on the Falcons, which led to a penalty shot for Payton Keeler. She would capitalize on it and extend their lead to 4-0 with 4 minutes left in the quarter. The defense was strong again, not allowing the Falcons to get a shot off in the third quarter, and the offense would go on to outshoot the Falcons 6-0 in the third. The Wolves would have a 4-0 lead after the third quarter. Both defenses held strong early in the fourth quarter and did not allow either team to get into a rhythm. The Falcons' offense would be the first to find a rhythm in the fourth, thanks to their defense, which got the ball on the attacking side of the field. The Falcons saw their first goal of the afternoon in the middle of the fourth quarter, making the score 4-1 with 8 minutes left in the game. The Wolves' offense was unable to find the back of the net in the fourth quarter as the Falcons' played defense held strong. The Wolves' defense held strong in the final minutes of the game, not allowing the Falcons to score and cut the lead. When the clock hit 0 in the fourth, history was made for the Wolves at Setzler Field. The win was the first ever win in the NCAA tournament for a South Atlantic Conference team in just the league's second appearance. This would also mark the program's first ever NCAA tournament win. With the win, the Wolves now improve their record to 19-0 and will now travel to Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania to play in the semifinals against Westchester on November 21st at 11 a.m. Maddie Schiffbauer, NCTV.
And Philip, I mean, what more can we say about this women's team? They improved to 19-0. They're headed to the national semifinals where they'll play Westchester next weekend. But I wanted to get into, I looked into this, and Newberry College, the only national championships we have here have been individual wrestling national championships, with the last one coming in 2021. And so this would be the first team national championship if they go out and finish the year. So I want to get into what would this mean for not only the field hockey program here, but Newberry College as a whole, because, it's not every day that you're going to have one of your teams go out and win a national championship like that.
Yeah, so like you just stated, this would be the first team national championship for Newberry College. And, Newberry's big on their sports and very supportive. So not even just a school, but the community as a whole. And I feel like the school and the whole city would benefit from the field hockey team winning the national championship, and also field hockey on its own. They will establish themselves as like a powerhouse going forward, one of the top field hockey teams going forward, and I feel like this will be a start of a dynasty for Newberry College field hockey women's team.
Yeah, and kind of building off of that, I think with being in the South like we are, a lot of people around this area in this region aren't as familiar with field hockey, and I feel like people around the community seeing the like young kids and stuff, I think that can inspire a whole new generation of young field hockey athletes who may not have been exposed to it otherwise. So I think it's very impactful in that way.
Yeah, so I feel like them winning this national championship will make the sport more broad, make it more popular, and more people from not even just Newberry, but probably from just South Carolina as a whole would come out to support Newberry College women's field hockey team. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I hope they can end up pulling off the national championship. That'd be really good.
Oh yeah. We are all rooting for the ladies here at Newberry College. Like I mentioned before, they will take on Westchester University next weekend in the national semifinals. But Wolves Weekly will be back in a moment.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Wolves Weekly. I'm Courtney Belton. Joining me today in the studio is Payton Keeler from the SAC champion field hockey team. Welcome to Wolves Weekly.
Hi, good to be here.
First, we just like to say congratulations on your championship this year. I know it was a lot of hard work getting there. So where are you from, and was it a culture shock moving here to Newberry?
So I'm from Bridgeville, Delaware. It's about a 10-hour drive. And no, it wasn't much of a culture shock. My older sister graduated from here about 8 years ago or so. So I've been down to Newberry before, loved it here, so that's kind of why I came.
That's wonderful. So what was your introduction to field hockey?
Again, my older sister, she started early middle school, maybe late elementary school. So at that point, I was maybe 4 or 5 years old. And that's kind of when I got introduced to the sport. And over time, it took some time for me to fall in love with it, but over time I did, and I couldn't be happier. So.
Great. So do you have any motivations for field hockey or your support system? How does that look?
My parents were big supporters. We're a super competitive family, so I guess that always helped. And then my twin sister Parker obviously goes here as well. And I think we support each other, motivate each other a lot during practice and everything we do. So.
That's wonderful. So can you talk a little bit about your role on the team, a little bit of leadership, and how you just kind of maneuver offense and defense?
Sure. So I'm a center mid, so I kind of work both directions. And leadership-wise, I am a captain, kind of newly appointed this year. But really, like captain roles and stuff like that, not really that big of a deal. I mean, we all just kind of work together as one, and are just like a big supportive system to one another to get everything we need to get done.
So I know you speak on a team level. For yourself personally, what was your biggest development this year for yourself?
As a midfielder, I guess my main role is to, outlet the ball and help generate offense, and then also recover defensively to stop any momentum that the other team has. So me personally, I guess the biggest improvement I made is kind of just conditioning and making sure I'm at a fit enough level to be able to perform well during the entire 60 minutes of the game.
So I know that you said that you want to perform well in conditioning and stuff like that. So what does training look like for y'all as a team?
So in preseason, obviously that's pretty tough. Our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Alex, he does a really great job of getting us ready. And then in the spring and summer is kind of where we tone it up quite a bit, do a lot of like explosive speed and agility work, and then also just trying to get our endurance up so we can last the full 60 minutes. It's pretty intense sometimes, but it's a good balance.
So what does your typical practice look like for y'all?
I say it depends day to day. It can be anything from just like small walkthroughs to high intensity scrimmages. But the main goal is just getting better every day, whether that be like through watching film or physically.
And how does your coach impact your team? How does their influence help you lead to success?
Yeah, I think Coach Dave does a great job of kind of letting us, perform our strengths individually to help the team goals. She does a good job of giving us like creative freedom on the field to kind of build up and be successful in ways that we want. So I think that helps us all have a lot of confidence in ourselves and in each other.
So can you expand a little bit about mental health in field hockey and how those two relate and how you manage it?
Sure. I think kind of the way we work, we have, like I said, like days where maybe don't go as hard every single day. We do have breaks and stuff. And then obviously we encourage taking time for ourselves because there always is that balance you need to have, especially being a student athlete in the workload.
And so what are your team expectations, some non-negotiables?
We have a pretty straightforward like team contract. Obviously academics is really important to us. We want to keep a high GPA. And then things like being on time, keeping everybody accountable. Those are all things that we make sure we emphasize so that way everybody's on the same page and we can all work towards our team goals together.
So now that we focus on the athlete part, but you're still a student at the end of the day. So what's your major and what kind of do you plan to do with that?
I'm a physical education major. My family, besides my sister, we're all also physical education majors. So we're really into athletics and stuff. So I'm looking to be a PE teacher, either like the elementary or high school level once I graduate, and potentially go into coaching as well.
And what was your biggest challenge as a student athlete with your high GPA and everything?
Luckily, my classes as a PE major, I think, aren't maybe as rigorous as some other majors, like maybe nursing or stuff like that. So I think I have it a little bit easier, but there are athletes with difficult majors who do a really good job of like balancing the two and taking time in order to maintain their high GPAs.
Well, we appreciate you so much for coming in the studio.
Yeah, thank you.
Wolves Weekly will be right back after the break.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Wolves Weekly. I'm Tucker Moore. The Newberry football team heads into the playoffs this weekend, but they're not the only football game in town. We'll have the story.
For these athletes, the game moves fast. Every route matters. Every pull counts. And every practice brings the team one step closer to defining what the future of flag football looks like at Newberry College.
Last year was our first year with the program. I felt we made a big leap, but we still got far to go. So just trying to see consistent improvement each year.
But this consistency and determination doesn't come from one team. Flag football offers teams for men and women's.
We have a few returners from last season, so they started off as captains. We also kind of work to see, who has strong leadership skills, who we can work with to build up on that and just kind of give them space to be a leader as well.
In a male-dominated sport, females are still allowed to come out and get active.
Honestly, it's definitely a positive outlet for me. I feel like sometimes I kind of, just get caught up in myself, and I feel like just being able to get out and do something, be active, that definitely helps me calm down and kind of reorient myself.
So no matter how many girls I have, everybody kind of have like their own set of flags. Also, fundraising is another big thing that kind of helps us supply the equipment that we have. It's not a varsity sport. Everything I do come out of my budget. So like fundraising kind of helps supply for like travel and all the necessity equipment we need for the season.
While students are having fun, engaging in flag football, they are still students.
I really try to work on time management a lot. I do a lot on campus, so I definitely want to be able to dedicate time to flag as well. We practice for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, at least 3 or 4 times a week, just to kind of give us space and time to get together. So I definitely just work on being able to put that time aside so that I can definitely be there.
These athletes have made friends in football by spending time together during practice, team activities, and building trust and familiarity.
We have a lot of new members this year, so we were able to just build up with each other as a team. We've definitely been able to see the growth in everybody. Everyone's honestly in good spirit. We come out, we get started, we're ready to put in work.
Hey, man. If it wasn't about me and him, come on, bro. We got 2 each. How you feeling? Man, me and my boy got 2 each, man.
Not only do you get to have fun and make friends, but extra benefits come out of it too.
I used to play sports in high school, but I didn't want to be a collegiate athlete. So just having something to do on campus that's not a part of an actual team gave me the opportunity to still be active and, just be physically fit.
A lot of students come here, they don't play a sport like they did in high school, so it's still to give them a time like to interact, be physical, and kind of like carry on what they did in high school while they're in college.
The Wolves also go through an extensive training schedule to get them prepared for competition as they travel.
Last year, we went to Georgia Southern for our tournament. We haven't gone to a tournament this semester. We are in the spring, so definitely we've been working on, just hands-eye coordination, running routes, just being able to keep us active and fit so that we can be ready for next semester.
It's easy. Like I don't turn nobody away. I kind of want to keep everybody. I know everybody can't like play the role that they want to play, but I'm never turning anybody away. You just send me an email, stop at my office, or either just come out and you can jump right in and be a part of the team. I feel like my team is a whole lot better this year. Not only like as far as talent, but like just kind of becoming one. They have a life as a student as well, and I can't really kind of be demanding. Just kind of like work what you got and just kind of like try to improve every day.
The athletes have the heart, but they also expand on the why. Why they chose flag football and why at Newberry College.
It kind of gives them like a community belonging. Especially for like my freshmen newcomers that's kind of like trying to get involved on campus. It's a good way to kind of, meet new friends and kind of find a community belonging. It helps with like leadership. It also gives students an opportunity to, be physically active and like wellness. Some of the girls who played last year have cleats. Some of the girls this year don't have cleats, but once we start actually playing in the spring semester, cleats will be another valuable equipment that'll be successful for the season. But yeah, just footballs, flags, and cones for like our drills, and I got a full supply of flags. So
if you're just looking for something to do, a group to hang out with, just to have fun, definitely do it. If you are interested and you don't have, previous experience, that's literally okay. We have athletes, we have regular students as well. It's just something to do, something that's fun.
Courtney Belton, NCTV.
There is a road laid out for me.
Boxes everywhere. And this is gonna be Addie's room.
I am blind,
You're really gonna like it.
I hope so. Yeah. I know this road is there for me. There is a long way.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Waist down by the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
I got this.
I know this road is there for me.
Okay.
If I'm really free, take me down to the river and wash me.
Welcome back to Wolves Weekly. Now let's get to the scoreboard and get you caught up with all the action that took place over the past week. Let's start on the mat with men's wrestling, where Montevallo came out swinging early in their dual match against the Wolves. The Falcons won the opening 4 matches, including 3 bonus point victories to jump ahead 21-0. But that lead didn't last long. Newberry completely flipped the momentum, sweeping the remaining 6 bouts. The comeback was fueled by 4 pins, starting at 165 pounds with Bo Perkins, followed by falls from Haven Jenkins at 184, John Parker Wilson at 197, and Cale Schrader sealing it at the heavyweight division in just 59 seconds. Newberry racked up 30 straight points and stormed back to win the duel in dramatic fashion.
Over to the court now. The Newberry College volleyball team wrapped up its 2025 season on the road Friday evening, following the Carson Newman 3-1. The Wolves finished the year 11-15 overall and 6-12 in SAT play. Newberry put together a balanced offensive effort, finishing with 49 kills and a .244 hitting percentage as a team. Evie Paulman led the way with 11 kills and 4 digs, while Jenna Price added 10 kills along with 8 digs. Defensively, the Wolves totaled 18 blocks, highlighted by Madison Watson and Gabby Warren, who each finished with 4 total blocks. And Haley Clayward anchored the back row with 10 digs and an ace.
And the men's basketball team turned in an impressive offensive showing, taking down Erskine 97-84. Newberry shot nearly 55% from the field and knocked down 17 threes on the night. A balanced scoring attack led the way, with Drake Downs coming away with 18 points on 7 of 8 shooting. Houston Jones had 18 points as well, all from behind the arc, and Drew Robinson had 17 points. And a standout performance from Malachi Strimlow, who posted a 15-point, 13-rebound double-double and added 7 assists. The bench chipped in with 26 points, helping Newberry maintain control from start to finish.
This week, South Carolina Army National Guard Newberry College Players of the Week are junior midfielder Payton Keeler and junior free safety Centauri Jones. Keeler was named the most valuable player in the 2025 SAT postseason tournament after dishing out an assist in Friday's 6-2 semifinal game victory over Wingate, and played a key defensive role in the Wolves' 3-0 shutout win over Lander in the championship game. She was also named the winner of the SAC Elite 23 Award for the second consecutive year as the top student athlete at the championship site. She has 10 goals and 8 assists this season, and is part of a defensive group that has registered 10 shutouts and has allowed only 12 goals in 18 games. Jones had a career-best 10 tackles, including a team-best 8 solo stops, and the game-sealing interception as the Wolves defeated Carson Newman 28-21 to clinch the 2025 South Atlantic Conference title and secure a bid to the NCAA playoffs. Carson Newman drove to the Wolves' 12-yard line with 4 seconds remaining, but Jones intercepted a pass in the end zone to end the game. He has 2 interceptions in Newberry's last 3 games, both part of a 7-game winning streak.
And as always, don't forget that you can find the latest on Newberry College athletics at newberrywolves.com. You can find all the headlines, see the stats, learn how the teams are getting ready for the next game, and see the latest schedules, and get your official Wolves merchandise. All this and more is available anytime you want it and anywhere you are at newberrywolves.com. And that's all for this edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm Tucker Moore.
And I'm Phillip Wade. This marks the last show of the fall semester, but Wolves Weekly isn't going away over the break. We'll have interviews and more sports information for you each week until we return in the new year. Until then, thanks for watching Wolves Weekly.